Welcome back to exploring filming locations for the original Charm TV show. We will visit the locations from Season 6. I feel like this is the season we see the Halliwell family evolve their individual strengths. We start off the season seeing Phoebe doing a radio interview at Cabrillo Beach in San Pedro, California. It's where Phoebe's empath power bubbles up. Do you think that the new power was a natural progression of Phoebe's power? Cabrillo Beach has only existed since 1928, after the breakwater was created to protect the new port at the time. Until then, the ocean water went all the way up to the cliffs. The Valhalla Island jungle scenes took place at the Los Angeles Arboretum in Arcadia, California, at 301 North Baldwin Avenue. You can visit the gardens and exhibits almost every day. Parking is free and it's relatively inexpensive to get access to the 127 acres. In addition to the diverse gardens and landscapes, you'll encounter many types of birds, including the very visible peacocks. You will definitely hear their distinctive calls. In episode 3, Forget Me Not, we get introduced to the cleaners, and boy do they need to clean up after Wyatt. When Piper is loading items into her car, she interacts with a father holding his baby and struggling with his groceries. They are outside of what is a coffee shop today at 4459 Sunset Boulevard in Los Feliz. Across the street is Vista Theater, which originally opened in 1923 as Lou Bard Playhouse. Later in the episode, Wyatt orbs himself and Piper to the tunnel where the dragon is creating havoc. This tunnel is in Griffith Park on Mount Hollywood Drive, near the intersection of Vermont Canyon Road, Observatory Road, and Mount Hollywood Drive. The road leads to Griffith Observatory. To get to the observatory, you could drive to the upper parking lot close to the observatory, but it fills up quickly and you have to pay a parking fee. If you're up for a little bit of a walk, you could just park in one of the free parking lots near the Greek Theater and take the sidewalk up the hill. You could also take advantage of one of the hiking paths in the park. A clear day does offer some nice views of Los Angeles and San Fernando Valley. One of Paige's temp assignments puts her in the middle of a feud between two warring covens of the Montanas and the Callaways in episode 5, Love's a Witch. The external shots of the houses are in Pasadena at 293 and 294 South Grand Avenue. No energy balls were thrown through the air when I passed by. In episode 7, Soul Survivor, after Leo pushes Chris and himself into the wall time portal, they end up at Vasquez Rocks Natural Area Park. You can find this at 10700 Escondido Canyon Road in Agua Dulce, California. The rocks form like this because of sedimentary layering and then seismic uplift. It's a great backdrop for ancient or alien storylines, hence the Star Trek franchise have filmed here multiple times. Speaking of time travel, in episode 11, Witchstock, Paige puts on a pair of Grams' boots and she's transported to the late 1960s. I think because the actress that played Penny looked so young in this episode, some fans assumed that Patty was a child, but Patty would have been in her late teens during this time frame. When they go to the park for the protest, they were at Griffith Park, not far from the carousel and the old zoo area. It's a great picnic spot. When a Darklighter sent Piper and Leo to another plane of existence in episode 16, The Courtship of Wyatt's Father, they filmed the street scenes in 1300 block of Palmetto Street in Los Angeles. You might recognize this street from previous episodes, like the one where Prue and Phoebe encountered the demon with the box of sins. In episode 17, High School Reunion, Phoebe goes to her high school reunion and accidentally converts herself and her classmates to the mindset they had in high school. The reunion took place at the Warner Center Marriott Hotel in Woodland Hills, at 21850 Oxnard Street. Carroll Street, where the real house for the Halliwell Manor is located, was shown prominently in episode 22, It's a Bad, Bad, Bad World. First, when Phoebe encounters their neighbor, Mrs. Noble, about where she had parked her car. I bet they wished Dan hadn't moved away. Then again, when Paige and Phoebe go into the mirrored world to get Chris and Leo, they made the street look really run down and dangerous. Check out my previous videos.